then too.
Yeah, Sandy got the guillotine last time. It was just bad luck because John just bent his head down too low. He didn't change levels. Here we go. These guys are going to strike. Kick.
Well, John looks more solid than Sandy, but Sandy has some great stand-up.
Yes. He looks confident. Both guys. There's the takedown. It was a single. And he's passed. He's got a half guard.
He changed levels very well. Took the single and went straight through to half guard.
Yeah. You do see a lot of these fights going to the ground, particularly with the strikers, if they're both strikers, because they obviously respect each other's abilities.
Well, neither wants to take the risk of getting knocked out, you know?
Yeah. Well, as you know, anyone can get knocked out on any day.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's just a lucky punch is all it takes. Sometimes it's because you make a mistake yourself.
Yeah.
You don't get a lucky submission.
No. You've got to work for them. Sometimes they fall into place a little easier than other times, but...
You see John trying to work him towards the fence here. Again, another excellent tactic to use in the cage. Put him against the fence so as you can control him easier and punish him a little more.
Well, I know from this cage there's not a lot of give in the fencing. It's spring-loaded, so the whole panel moves back. So it does have like, it does absorb the energy, but it's not like, say, for instance, a UFC cage, which is like flexible fencing,
well,
which I prefer this. To be fair.
But that can work to the advantage of both the guy putting you against the cage and the guy against it. If you have your back against it, you can use it to stand up.
Yeah, you're right, it just depends how these guys have trained. Training is everything. I know, I've stepped in the ring.
Looks like John's working for better permission. He's taking him out there.
He's giving us back.
And he's got those hooks in.
And it looks like John's going to sink the choke here. I think he's going to get it, yes. Oh no. He's going to stick to him like glue. If he pushes his hips in, he's going to stick to him like glue. And I think he should be working the choke. Yes. Oh, face bar. But Sandy's a tough guy. I can't see Sandy really fearing much of that. He's trying to work the hook free.
And John decides to punish him a little before working for the choke again.
Yes, he's got it under. This is going to be... If he can get his right arm free, he can sink the choke fully as it is. He's cutting off one side. Oh, he's flattening him out. He needs to stretch his hips. Yeah.
Push them with the hips, stretch out those hooks and put him down. Yeah,
I can see this fight finishing now.
It doesn't look like he's quite closed that choke yet.
No.
He's hurt him instead.
Yeah. I think obviously the arms, with him being so close to the head, they do take a lot. Is the choke in? He's just using
still working the choke. Nice tactic. He's just punishing him a little, before trying to slip the choke in.
Trying to wear him down. I mean, these guys are not fighting again, so they can stretch the fight out as long as they want. It's not like in the tournaments where you try and finish it as quick as possible.
At the same time, you don't want to use too much energy in the first round. You still have to fight 3 rounds of this. 3 5-minute rounds. It may not seem that long, but well, try it sometime, you know.
In training, it's not so hard. Oh, there's blood. Sandy's bleeding. I think it's his nose.
Well,
his nose is pouring.
I don't think anything like that's going to be enough to stop two guys who have his striking backgrounds of these guys.
Yeah, I think.
But it looks like that choke is getting closer and closer.
There's the punches. He's got to finish it with punches, I think, because he's not going to get that choke. He's got to stretch Sandy out, keep his belly and his hips flat. And once you control the guy's hips, you control everything. He needs to stretch him out flat and then start laying the punches down. He needs to push his hips in, sit up, and just start dropping bombs to the side of the head.
Just get more control over his opponent.
Yep. Just control the guy's hips. Just forget his arms. It doesn't make any difference. You're going to be able to get them through.
Again, he's still trying to work across that choke.
There's a lot of blood
coming from his nose here.
And the referee's jumping in just to check the cut, because there is a bit too much blood there for the... obviously, we've got to think of the councils.
Again, as Grant Waterman always says, his first priority is the safety of the fighters.
Yeah, and rightly so. And Grant's a good guy. It does
look like a lot of blood, but I think it's all coming from his nose, so I don't think that's going to stop this fight. I'd be very surprised to see a fight stopped on a nosebleed.
Well, Wayne Lascelles, Ian Freeman's #1 student, he got a nosebleed. He tends to bleed a lot, apparently, and the doctor stopped it, much to the despair of him, but... Sometimes they are if there's too much blood, if it just keeps going and going and it doesn't stop.
Well, it seems like the doctor looks like he's checking for a break there, but his nose doesn't appear to be broken. So yeah, Grant's just going to wipe off that blood and get these guys going again.
As long as the blood doesn't come out the whole time, it's not going to hinder the fighters whatsoever.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's anybody can get a nosebleed. It can be very easy. It doesn't take a lot of pressure or do a lot of damage just because you've got a nosebleed. So these guys, they're used to it. They've had it before. They'll just get in there and they'll keep on fighting. Yeah,
it's just blood.
Looks like they're ready to get started again.
Oh, he's coming straight out. John wants to finish this now. He can see Sandy's hurt. But
he knows he had to. Looked like he went for a head kick there, but he telegraphed it a little.
Yeah. I think John's more. Oh, he goes for that low single, but he fails and he's on his back.
Yeah,
but now he can work submissions.
Angle, but
we'll see what his submission skills are like here.
Well, yeah, John does go
triangle.
But he trains with the Dinky Ninjas. He trains with guys like Paul McVeigh. He trains with some very quality fighters. So I'm sure he's well versed in submissions.
Well, I've heard nothing but good things about these guys. I've had the pleasure to know. I know quite a lot of them personally. And he's got that triangle sunk in. He needs to pass the arm over a bit deeper.
He needs to just keep working that foot in behind his knee there, and I think he might be able to close this triangle off and maybe finish off the fight.
I think he needs to switch his hips out to the right a little bit, which should straighten that.
Only 10 seconds left, so either he closes it now or looks like we're going into the second round.
I don't think he's aware that the fight's nearly, the round's nearly over. I think he would have been better off if he'd known, pushing his hips forward and then just coming with the upward elbows.
What do you think at this point in the fight?
I think it's going to finish in the next round. I think
it's been a totally dominant performance from John Nicholson. He came out, he struck a little, and he took him down when he wanted. He messed up a little on that second takedown, but even from his back, he was dominant. He was the one who was working the submission.
Well, although these guys are real professional guys, I think nerves sometimes do come into it. You can be the toughest guy in the world, and once the lights are on you and all that, you know, it does get to you. And I think maybe it got to him on the takedown a little. He seemed to snatch at it somewhat. But I can see him just finishing it in this second round. He's got the hooks in, but they're not particularly.
He did seem to be working to get those hooks in a lot. Sandy was working at them, trying to get one hook out. But
well, he's stretched out. It doesn't matter where your hooks are once you stretch the guy out.
And again, there he changes tactics a little. He decides to strike him before going, and Sandy immediately sits up to try and cover his head. So you think we could see a finish in this round?
I think Sandy's going to taking too much punishment in this round.
John's definitely looking more confident. I mean, he's the aggressor in this. He's stepping forward, just waiting there.
He's
again,
trying overhand.
Leg takedown.
He's got the guillotine though. He does lead with his head, but he's past the guard easily. That was too easy. And he's got a side control. His neck is in no danger at all.
He needs to get his hips down though, or Sandy's going to retake the guard there.
Yeah, and once he gets, you can even finish it from a half guard. You just stretch the guy out, but the full guard, it's very easy to finish with that move, as John knows, because he's being submitted.
But it's one of the most common techniques that we see in mixed martial arts.
Particularly the amateur level.
Works. But you still see it working, and you still see guys getting finished.
Yeah.
What does John need to do from here?
I think what John has to do, he's doing the right thing, He needs to push the forearm across the chin, and then he gets his head free. There it is,
And now he straight to mount. And again, it looks like he's going to, Sandy's going to give up his back.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a mistake on Sandy's
part? I personally believe, once the adrenaline's going, particularly the second round, you can get hit in the face, and it's not so always got the choking. He's got the arm under. But he is still controlling that right arm.
If he can so all you're saying is he needs to get that right arm free, and he should be able to finish off this choke.
He does, but Sandy's doing a good job. Sandy's doing a good job of protecting his neck. But I just don't like it when fighters turn from a mounted position, which is a bad position, but it can be a good position sometimes.
And they give up their back.
And they give the back up because, for whatever reason.
And Sandy didn't look like he liked any of it.
Yeah. I think Sandy's hurt. I do, but he's got a lot of heart, and he's going to stay in this match. And look at this.
Good to see him on top, though.
Yeah. And he is the governor, isn't he? He was in trouble there, actually.
Well, it looks like he's in a lot of trouble, but he's held fast. He's shown how tough a fighter he is, and how willing he is to fight.
That's right. I think what he needs to do is he has to pile John into the fence. And that's what I would say from all fights. When they go to the ground, and you're in the guard position. Oh,
Again,
triangle.
He's triangle here.
He's got that. He's getting them too easily, but his hips on the wrong side. He has to work his hips the other side, and that straightens the leg up a lot better. But he's got big legs, and I know I've got bigger legs than what an average person for my size would have. And I find it really hard. Oh, slams him, but he's still in trouble.
He hasn't just managed to loosen that triangle any with that slam, and John's just got to roll with it, take his time, and looks like he's just going to keep working that triangle.
I think what John needs to do is he has to control Sandy's right arm, pull it across, and maybe underhook the leg to switch the hips. Yeah, and he can always get an armbar. If Sandy's keeping his arm on the right
looks
side.
Like he's going to try and close it with his arms there. But he's doing exactly what you said there, Chris. He's just underhooking the leg, bring himself across, and try and close off that triangle.
He needs his hips out to the left more, and that will straighten that right leg up.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can always get an armbar from there. If he pushes his hips back, it's going to make more room, and he's going to be able to tighten things up a lot easier. And that's what he has to do if he can't finish it. He has to punch or hit with the upward elbows.
Just
as we saw.
Try and tire him out when weaken him with punches, just like he is now.
Yeah. As we saw.
Sandy's definitely in a precarious position here. He needs to do something about this.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you can't win a fight like this, but you can stay in a fight. And a lot of people would rather lose maybe on a decision. I'm not saying Sandy would, because Sandy would not want to lose, and he's free, I think.
Looks like he's got out through that triangle, and he might be trying to pass to that guard.
Yeah, but he can still get the armbar.
John's still working for that, trying to keep those feet in, but
he needs his hips free.
Taking the guard.
Yeah. But it's all right, because these guys will just go back to the drawing board now, and they'll just start working it. But as you see, John's overhooking Sandy's right arm, which stops him. Oh, nice. Sweep! Whoa, that was beautiful. Woo! And now there's a bit of space between them. Sandy is in trouble here with the blood. But oh, what a punch! I don't know what happened there, but
his gum shield came out, so Grant again, the safety of the fires, told him to put it back in and get the fight going.
He's always on the ball, Grant, isn't he? Look at him.
He really is one of the best referees in the UK.
I would. Oh, good leg kick. And there's blood streaming from Sandy's nose here. I think John should just finish this strike.
Sandy also looks pretty tired.
He does. There's 10 seconds left, and John has to finish it now, or this is going to go in the third, and Sandy's going to regroup. But Sandy, look, he has got a lot of heart. And what a great round that was, eh?
Oh, again, totally dominant by John Nicholson.